know that feeling?
Which one?
When a conversation ends. You said goodbye. You walked away. Everything is fine.
Okay.
But then, 10 minutes later, you're in the shower. Or in bed. Or making tea.
Yes.
And suddenly your brain says, wait, what did you mean when you said that?
Oh, no.
And you replay it. The whole conversation. Word by word.
Yes.
And you think, did I sound rude? Did I say the wrong thing? Why did I say it that way?
Yes.
And the more you replay it, the worse it gets.
Yes.
Nobody said anything was wrong. Nobody complained. The conversation was completely normal.
But your brain won't let it go.
Your brain won't let it go. And you lie there at midnight, replaying a conversation from Tuesday.
I did this last night.
Me too.
Why do we do this to ourselves?
That is exactly what today's episode is about. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Speak Unstoppable, the podcast where we help you speak English naturally and confidently through real, honest conversations.
I'm John.
And I'm Maria. And we are so happy you're here with us today.
This episode is for B1 to B2 learners, intermediate to upper intermediate level English.
How are you feeling today, John?
Honestly, I'm a little in my head today, which is perfect because that's exactly what we're talking about.
I'm feeling great, ready to talk, and a little bit excited because this topic, I relate to it so much.
Really?
So much. More than I'd like to admit.
Before we start, thank you. Really. Thank you for choosing to learn English with us today. You could be doing anything right now, but you're here, learning, growing. That means everything.
Let's go. Okay. Let me ask you something honest. After a conversation ends, do you replay it in your head?
Always.
Like, you said something. And then 5 minutes later, you think, why did I say that?
Every single time.
Or maybe someone didn't reply to your message. And instead of thinking, they're probably busy, your brain creates a whole story.
A very dramatic story.
Yes, like they hate me. I said something wrong. The friendship is over. My life is ruined.
And then they reply, 20 minutes later, with sorry, was in a meeting. And you feel ridiculous.
Ridiculous, but also relieved.
So relieved.
This is overthinking. And it is exhausting.
Overthinking means thinking too much about something, going over it again and again in your mind. More than necessary.
And for English learners, overthinking conversations is even more intense because you're not just worried about what you said, you're also worried about how you said it. Did I use the right word? Was my grammar correct? Did they understand me?
Double overthinking.
Triple sometimes.
So today, we're going to talk about why we overthink, what happens in our brain, and most importantly, what to do about it.
And we'll give you real English phrases to use in conversations so you feel more confident and less trapped in your own head.
Maybe this happens to you too. A conversation ends, and instead of feeling good, you feel anxious. You replay every word.
Today, that changes. Let's go.
Okay, Maria. Let me tell you another story.
Oh no. Another one?
A good one this time. So, last year, I gave a presentation at work,
Okay,
It went well. My boss smiled. My colleagues clapped. Afterwards, 3 people said, "Great job, John."
that sounds perfect.
Yes. But that evening, I sat at home, and all I could think about was the one moment where I paused too long.
One pause.
4 seconds of silence in a 20-minute presentation. And I replayed those 4 seconds for 3 hours.
3 hours for 4 seconds.
I kept thinking, did everyone notice? Did they think I forgot? Did I look stupid? Did it ruin the whole presentation?
Exactly. So, what's the solution?
Tell us.
You have to interrupt the loop. Break the cycle. Interrupt means to stop something in the middle.
How?
We'll talk about that in subsegment 4. But first, let's talk about conversations with other people and why we overthink those too.
Maybe you know this loop. Maybe, right now, there's a conversation from last week still playing in your head.
Let it go. We're going to help you do that today.
Okay, special topic now. For English learners specifically.
Yes, because overthinking in your own language is hard enough. But in English?
So much harder.
Let me share something. When I first moved to an English-speaking environment, every conversation felt like a performance.
A performance?
Yes, like I was on stage, and everyone in the audience was watching my grammar, listening for my mistakes.
And were they?
No, almost never. People were just talking to me. Normally,
But your brain said they were judging you.
my brain said they were writing down every mistake in a little notebook.
Huh,
They were not. Nobody has that notebook.
nobody has that notebook. I love that.
But the fear felt real. So I overthought everything. Before the conversation, I rehearsed what I would say. Rehearsed means practiced in advance.
Like an actor. Learning lines.
Exactly. I planned my sentences before I spoke. During the conversation, I was translating in my head, thinking in my language, then translating to English.
And after the conversation?
After, the loop. Replaying, worrying, wondering.
So 3 stages of overthinking. Before, during, and after.
Yes, and this is exhausting. Your brain is working 3 times as hard as it should.
And the irony. Irony means something that's the opposite of what you expect. The irony is that all this thinking actually makes you speak worse.
Yes, because your brain is so busy monitoring and worrying, it has no space left to actually talk.
Like a computer with too many programs open. It slows down.
Exactly. Your brain freezes. You lose your words. You say too much.
And then you think, see, I'm terrible at English. But actually, you're not terrible. You're just overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed means you have too much happening at once, and you can't manage it all.
The solution is not to think more. It's to think less.
Trust your mouth. Trust what you've learned. And let the conversation flow.
Let it flow means let it move naturally. Don't force it. Don't control every word.
Maybe you know this feeling. You're in an English conversation. Your brain is so busy checking your grammar, you forget what you were even saying.
You're not alone. Every English learner has been there.
Every single one.
Okay, practical time. Real solutions. What actually works?
Yes, let's give you tools. Real tools you can use today.
Tool 1?
Tool 1. The good enough rule. This is simple. You say to yourself, that conversation was good enough. Not perfect. Good enough.
Good enough.
Because perfect conversations don't exist. Not in English. Not in any language. Even the most confident English speakers say the wrong thing sometimes.
They forget words. They repeat themselves. They trail off in the middle of a sentence.
Trail off means your voice gets quieter and you don't finish the sentence.
Everyone does it.
So after a conversation, instead of asking, was it perfect? Ask, did I communicate? Did the other person understand me?
If yes, good enough. Move on.
Exactly. Tool 2, the 5-minute rule.
What's that?
If something is still bothering you 5 minutes after a conversation, you're allowed to think about it for 5 more minutes. Set a timer.
A real timer?
A real timer on your phone. 5 minutes. Think about it. Worry about it. Replay it.
And then?
Timer goes off. You stop. You say out loud, okay, done. Moving on.
Done. Moving on. I like that.
It sounds simple, but it works because you're giving your brain permission to worry, but with a limit.
And brains respond well to limits.
They do. Tool 3, say it out loud.
Say what out loud?
The worry. Instead of keeping it inside, you say it to yourself or to a trusted friend. I'm worried that I sounded rude in that conversation. Just saying it out loud makes it smaller.
Why?
Because when a worry is inside your head, it feels enormous. When you say it out loud, you hear how it sounds. And often it sounds not so bad.
Like when you say, I'm scared that they thought I was boring. And you hear yourself say it. And you think, actually, that's probably not true.
Exactly. The worry loses its power when it leaves your head.
And tool 4?
Tool 4. Ask yourself one question. Will this matter in 1 year?
Oh, that's a big question.
Will this 4-second pause in your presentation matter in 1 year?
No.
Will this text message that took 3 hours to be answered matter in 1 year?
Definitely not.
Then it doesn't need 3 hours of your brain's energy today.
Simple, but powerful. Know but the confidence you build by speaking that matters forever.
Beautifully said.
Maybe you know this feeling too. You're trapped in a conversation loop. You can't stop replaying. You can't move on.
Try one of these tools today. Just one. And see what happens. Can I be honest about something?
Always.
I used to think I was the only one who overthought conversations. I thought everyone else just spoke naturally and moved on. And I was the only one sitting at home replaying everything.
And?
And then I started this podcast. And I talked to so many people. And everyone said the same thing. I do this too.
Everyone?
Everyone. Confident people. Quiet people. Native English speakers. Advanced learners. Beginners.
Overthinking doesn't care about your English level.
No, it doesn't. It's a human thing, not an English thing.
That makes me feel so much better, actually.
Me too. And here's what I want you to remember. The fact that you care about how you come across, that's not a weakness.
It's not?
No, it means you care about people. You care about connection. You want to be understood. You want to understand others. That's beautiful.
The problem is just when caring becomes worrying, when thinking becomes replaying.
Yes, the goal is not to stop caring. The goal is to carry the caring lightly, not like a heavy bag on your back.
Carry it lightly. I love that.
You can care about a conversation without being crushed by it.
And every conversation, even the awkward ones, even the imperfect ones, is practice, is growth.
Every single one.
Remember this sentence. I don't need the perfect conversation. I just need a real one.
Say it again.
I don't need the perfect conversation. I just need a real one.
Real is always enough. Okay, everyone. Let's slow down now. Word tour time.
Keywords from today. Say them with us. Write them down. Use them.
Word 1. Overthinking. This means thinking too much about something, going over it again and again more than necessary. Example 1. Stop overthinking. Just send the message. Example 2. She couldn't sleep because she was overthinking her job interview.
Overthinking is exhausting. And almost always, the thing we're worrying about is smaller than we think.
Word 2. Negativity bias. This means our brain's natural tendency to pay more attention to negative things than positive things. Example 1. Because of negativity bias, we remember criticism more than compliments. Example 2. His negativity bias made him focus on the one bad comment, not the 10 good ones.
Knowing about negativity bias helped me so much. Now when my brain does it, I recognize it. I say, negativity bias. Hello, old friend.
Word 3. Rumination. This means going over the same thoughts again and again in your mind, like worrying on repeat. Example 1. Rumination doesn't solve problems, it just makes you feel worse. Example 2. She spent the whole evening in rumination about the argument.
Rumination is the conversation loop. And the 5-minute rule helps break it.
Word 4. Rehearsed. This means practiced in advance, prepared before the moment. Example 1. His speech sounded rehearsed, not natural. Example 2. She rehearsed the conversation in her head 10 times before making the call.
Rehearsing a little is fine. Rehearsing everything is exhausting, and it makes you sound like a robot.
Word 5. Overwhelmed. This means having too much happening at once and not being able to manage it. Example 1. I felt overwhelmed trying to think in English and speak at the same time. Example 2. She was overwhelmed by all the new vocabulary.
When you feel overwhelmed in a conversation, slow down. Take a breath. It's okay to take a moment.
Word 6. Trail off. This means your voice gets quieter and you don't finish your sentence. Example 1. He started to explain, but then trailed off. Example 2. She trailed off in the middle of her sentence. She had forgotten the word.
Everyone trails off sometimes. Native speakers too. It's human. It's natural.
Word 7. Let it flow. This phrase means to let something happen naturally without trying to control it. Example 1. Stop editing yourself. Just let the conversation flow. Example 2. Once she stopped worrying about grammar, the words started to flow naturally.
Let it flow. Those 3 words changed how I speak English and how I speak in general.
Word 8. Carry it lightly. This phrase means to hold something, a worry, a responsibility, without letting it crush you. Example 1. You can care about what people think, just carry it lightly. Example 2. He learned to carry his mistakes lightly and move forward.
Carry it lightly. Not forget it. Not ignore it. Just lightly. Okay. One thing to practice today.
After your next conversation, any conversation, do this one thing.
Ask yourself 2 questions only. Question 1. Did the other person understand me?
Question 2. Did I understand them?
If the answer to both is yes, the conversation was a success.
That's it. Nothing else matters.
Not your grammar. Not your pronunciation. Not the pause that lasted 3 seconds.
Just, did we connect? Did we communicate?
And here is your sentence template for today. After any conversation, say this to yourself.
That was good enough. I showed up. I tried. And that is enough.
Say it out loud. Right now.
That was good enough. I showed up. I tried. And that is enough.
Say it like you mean it.
Because you do mean it. Because it's true.
And the next time your brain wants to start the loop, replay the conversation. Find the mistakes. Make the drama bigger.
You say, no, that was good enough. Moving on.
Moving on. Okay. Comment challenge time.
This week's question, and this one is very personal.
Tell us about a conversation you overthought. What happened? And what did you learn?
Write it in the comments. Even 2 sentences. Because when you write it down, it loses its power over you.
And you might help someone else who is going through the same thing right now.
We read every single comment. Every one.
If this episode helped you or made you feel less alone, please give it a like. It helps so many more learners find us.
And subscribe to Speak Unstoppable if you haven't yet. New episodes every day, real conversations, real English, real life.
Thank you for being here today.
You showed up. Even when it was easier to scroll past. You chose to learn, to grow, to be better.
That is not overthinking. That is wisdom.
Until next time, speak naturally.
Think a little less.
And remember, you don't need the perfect conversation.
You just need a real one.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.